To the big news. So Manchester United, Ten Hag surprise late transfer. Now I say this in the sense that I don't normally not have information that I can give you on this, and I haven't got a bloody clue. That's why, I mean, this is probably the most accurate morning show news headline we've had in a long time, because it's absolutely correct. Man United are categorically trying to get another deal in. It's a loan deal and it won't cost very much, but they are categorically 100% trying to get a player in. Ten Hag wants 2 players. He definitely wants one and needs one. The United know they've got to deliver one. But the amazing thing here is the word surprise sometimes could be considered a little bit clickbaity. Well, it's not, because no one's got a bloody clue. I don't think Man United have a clue. So how a journalist or we or you can know, I don't know. So effectively, the transfer window slams shut on January the 31st, which is Tuesday. United want to bring a player in. It will be a loanee and it will be cheap. And that's basically all we know. And it will be an attacking player. It could be an attacking midfielder. It could be another forward. Now, there's an interesting story on Martial I want to bring in a few minutes, because we've got loads to get into. But I've got no idea. I've got no idea about who it is we're going to go for here. I wrote a few names down, and I won't be right. I wrote Isco down, Royce down, and James Rodriguez. I mean, I just don't know, and it will not be them. I mean, Kild says it'll be Griezmann. I can't see Griezmann leaving Atletico Madrid on a cheap loan when they've just let João Felix go. I know they've brought Memphis in, but Memphis went to Atletico Madrid really cheap as well. Really cheap. I mean, I don't know whether it was a... I don't think it's a loan though, is it? He wanted a longer term contract. So I've got no idea who it is. No journalist I've spoken to has got any idea who it is. And you're not going to get United telling you who it is, because they don't know, I don't think. United are not very good at keeping this sort of information out there as well. Personally, my personal opinion, and just take this as opinion, I think United, and what Fabrizio said a few days ago is probably true. I think United are there going, we're looking for an attacking midfielder / forward to bring in before the transfer deadline on Tuesday. It's got to be a loan, and we can't afford much. And I think they've just put that out there, and they're waiting to see what happens. I don't think we're being proactive. I just think we've thrown it out there to all our contacts, all the agents, and there'll be a lot of agents trying to speak to clubs and players to see if they can get their player out to come to Manchester United. And I think that's what's happening, and that's why I think Fabrizio said last week the final hours of the transfer window could be busy for Manchester United, because I think we're just going to wait and see what happens on the final day, and if something takes our fancy, we'll do it. We do want to do it, but I don't know. Now, just going through some of the names. Mikey, welcome to the Members Club. By all means, get involved in the chat. Deathstorm says Werner. It won't be that. It could be Cleverson. Some people are saying it's Griezmann. I've got no idea how you can do a Griezmann deal. Pogba. Malps would take Griezmann. I think we'd all take Griezmann. I don't know why does everyone talk about Griezmann? I mean, he's a French international on massive money. We've got no money, and I can't see them doing. I like the optimism, but the odds are it'll be a loanee right back, says William. Vlahovic would be good. Thank you very much, Neng. He says Isco. Now, I just want to hit the nail on the head here. It's definitely not Pele, Sasha, and it's definitely not going to be Pele. Rest in peace. Just quickly going through the 3 names I mentioned, and I've got no confidence it'll be any of them, because I can sort of dismiss them all straight away. Isco is shit. That's not my words. That's the words of everybody who knows anything about Isco at the moment. He's fell off badly. He went to Sevilla. They terminated his contract halfway through the season because he wasn't the player he thought he was going to be. I can't see Ten Hag taking a player that's been dumped by Sevilla because he's not very good at Man United, even on a free. He is a free agent. I don't see that. I don't see Isco happening. I mean, but on the other hand, I don't want to destroy people's hopes if they want Isco, because he is a free transfer. So's Danny Drinkwater. But I don't think Isco's what he's looking for. Marco Reus is out of contract in the summer, so I don't think Dortmund would let that be a cheap loan deal now, when they can use him between now and the end of the summer. And James Rodriguez, I think, is playing in Greece and has the attitude of, an empty fridge. He's just not very happy, is he? Somebody just said we've got enough fridges. But no, I like James Rodriguez. I like the idea of James Rodriguez playing and rotating with Bruno, prime James Rodriguez, but unfortunately he's not been prime since the World Cup. You know, KSI's more prime than he is, but see what I did there. So look, you know, I can't see it being any of those, but that's just how difficult it is. Ziyech, says Joe. Well, look, Ziyech could be good, but he's another winger. I think it's really difficult. It's really difficult, and in many ways, we're in a rare position with Manchester United where we don't know what's going to happen, and it's relatively exciting because all I can give you is what I know, and many of you will know this anyway. Memphis went for 4 million on a 4-year deal, says Chris. Yes, so that's why we didn't do that. We are desperately trying to get somebody in. It is an attacker, and nobody's got a bloody clue who it was, including who it's going to be, including Man United. And that's where we are. And we're very rarely in that position as a football club. So I would embrace it and be realistic. I wouldn't embrace it and start thinking it's going to be Griezmann or Vlahovic. I'd embrace it and go, this could be very uninspiring, but hopefully it's somebody that Ten Hag feels he can get a tune out of. Weghorst ultimately was quite uninspiring, comparable to what we were trying to do, but he's a player that Ten Hag chose and feels he can get something out of. I think that Ten Hag, over the next few days, is going to have a lot of emails from John Murtagh saying, what about this one? What about this one? What about this one? And he'll be putting it straight in his spam. It's about whether we can find somebody who's cheap, on a loan, that Ten Hag thinks he can do something with. And that's the challenge. And therefore, I think the reason we've got no idea who it is because United and Ten Hag don't know who it is, and basically Ten Hag's got to look at many options and go, it's not what I want, but there might be something there, and it's better than having nothing. Because at the end of the day, Donny van der Beek's out for the season. Martial we'll talk about in a bit. He needs options. He's on the verge of pulling off something amazing, and he will look at these players that are being recommended, and in his mind he'll be like, I don't want them, but then he'll go, I need someone. Is there something in this player that, although it's a massive risk, it's better than having nothing, and I might be able to get something out of him? And that's the challenge for United. So, Paul, thank you very much for the super chat. So, look, Oscar, says Olive, is he still in China? I don't know whether anyone in the chat's going to come out with the name. You're very intelligent people. You may well do it. Gary Lineker could be. Welbeck would be great, but it won't happen. We spoke about Welbeck before. I think Welbeck would be brilliant, but Brighton want money. You've got to put it into these parameters. Cheap, loan fee. That's it. That's where you reside. You're not Arsenal trying to sign Casido in the next few days. You know, you're not Spurs out doing deals. We're Man United, loan and cheap. That's the parameters. You know, when you're playing Football Manager or FIFA, and you're trying to buy a player, imagine your parameters are, it's got to be a loan deal and they've got to be cheap. It's embarrassing. It's bloody embarrassing what United's January transfer window is. Basically, it's not like it's at the end of the... It's not like we've just spent £50 million on one player and we're now trying to get a loanee. From January the 1st to January the 31st, Manchester United's parameters for transfers have been loan and cheap. It's disgraceful. It's absolutely disgusting. Spurs are spending money. Newcastle are going to spend money. Arsenal are spending a lot of money. Liverpool have spent money. Chelsea have spent loads of money. Everton are spending money. You know, Leeds are spending money. Everybody's spending money, apart from United, who are actually in a better position than all of those clubs and could really achieve something. But it is...